I go, here I go. Yeah, here I go, here I go.
Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of The Take with your host, Jackson Burlison, of course. And it's been a long time since we've had my brother on the podcast, Auburn Burlison, former state champion. I got to throw that in there. I know that was your freshman year of high school. And then you played your first year in junior hockey last year with the New Hampshire Junior Mountain Kings. And now he's playing for the Seahawks Hockey Club in the Eastern Hockey League. Auburn Burleson, let's give him a warm welcome to this episode. Thanks for hopping on, dude.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's been a minute, bro. It's been a little
I
too
know it's
long.
been a while.
I was I
It's been
was
a while.
I was actually trying to think because I know we were talking on the phone one day about like when the last time we actually did an interview like this was, and I figured it out in Minnesota. Remember?
Yeah,
I
a couple
forgot.
years
I
ago.
completely spaced on me, and I think this was right before. I think you made your decision to go to the New
Yeah, I
Hampshire.
had.
Yeah. So like we talked about that, and like I know like you know having your one season of juniors under your belt, like how does that kind of feel to just have it at least 1 year?
I think like especially this year, I can just kind of tell like with all the stuff over all the training I did over the summers and just the first month of being here, I'm just like I'm way more comfortable than I was last year comparatively when I first started, just because you're more familiar with the pace, you're more familiar with the physicality and all that. So it's just there's not really an adjustment period, which there was last year for sure. So
What
it
was
just
what
makes
was the
that
biggest adjustment?
I would say just the speed and the physicality of the game is just it's just different when you move up a level and you're playing with 20-year-olds when you're 17. It makes it a lot harder, but I think doing it earlier makes it 10 times easier later down the road just because you're already comfortable when people start joining in.
And I know you already know your stats from last year. I was looking 24 penalty minutes. Is that a lot?
No, that's not a lot. That's
Oh,
not
okay.
that many.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I didn't know how much that was like compared to like other people, but
No, that's not too many.
what was like I guess like one takeaway from your season last year? Because I know we're not gonna go too deep into it, but like I mean just to kind of like make sure everybody knows like I mean up and down year is probably the best way to describe it. I mean the team was good. You guys had a lot of success, but for you just like kind of like what was your thoughts on kind of just like closing that chapter and then make and kind of moving on to a new one?
I think the biggest thing for sure last year that I kind of just learned throughout the season was just like kind of just how to like roll with things and just kind of let them just bounce off of you, and it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of it, and just keep your eye on like on the prize later down the road, just because those little things that you worry about every day, they don't really matter all that much. Yeah, you should still care about them and still try to get better at whatever it is, but you worrying about it just doesn't help you any in getting where you want to be. So that was probably my biggest takeaway from last year for sure.
And like also like you got an experience to like attempt to go to the postseason and play for the Fraser Cup. You guys lost to the Bennington Buzz, I think it was. That I mean that
Yeah,
team went pretty far. I don't know if you kept up with it after, but I mean they made it to the Fraser Cup tournament pool. So like I mean
yeah,
just
they made
playing
it
that
out of our
team.
division.
So like what was
And
it like playing that team? Like and then seeing them do what they did like after they beat you guys. No offense, but
it's tough. Like always, ending your season is tough and annoying. But I mean, I didn't really like a lot of the guys on that team. To be honest, I thought they're all a little odd, so I didn't really follow them that much later on. So I don't really have a whole lot to say about that.
So like not you're not following him that much. That's fine. I get it. That's a competitive nature of sports. But
Hmm.
this kind of like last question and kind of just like tie up your season recap from kind of last year. I mean, just looking at your stats, I mean, I know it's not where you want to be.
Yeah,
I feel like that stat sheet is kind of like like there's a lot of things that you can do on the ice that really don't reflect what you do on the stat sheet, but like just like looking at what you did last year, like what were some things that you really wish you did?
On the ice, so you're talking about?
Yeah, just like things you wish you like could have done better.
I think it just took me a long time to kind of get adjusted to all the ups and downs of like a season in juniors because it's a lot different than it is in high school for sure. So I think just like that adjustment period took me a while to kind of get in the groove of everything, get comfortable to, be able to play my game and what I want to. And then I think towards the end of the year, I started doing that and things started working out and I was kind of, chipping away at things. But I think just that adjustment period took me a little bit longer of a time than it did for some other people. I think that kind of equates to me not playing hockey for that long, so it takes me a little longer to adjust. But I think now I'm in a good area where I feel comfortable with the speed, the pace, and everything. So,
And you go into the summer, having that experience under your belt, kind of like you said, you've been adjusting already, and now you're kind of like going into the season a lot bit easier. But like going into the summer, like when you're thinking about, things you want to get better at, like what were like, what was the priority this summer?
I think the priority was just obviously getting bigger, putting on some more size, and I put on about 10, 15 pounds over the summer. So I accomplished what I wanted to do there, and then just I wanted to make sure my shot was still good, and I still had that, and I'm still improving on it. So I think I did a pretty good job of that, and then just my overall awareness on the ice, which I think my training over the summer helps me a lot, just to kind of be able to get into a game situation with guys that you maybe not have played with that long, and just kind of figure it out. So I think just kind of adaptability was what I was focusing most on this summer. Being able to take any situation and use what I think my strengths are to my advantage in that situation, and just being able to adapt to whatever is thrown at you because you're not given the same problem to solve every time. So you got to
Right,
just kind of switch it up. It's like every sport.
right, right. And like you were
Oh.
also training in Seattle, Washington. It's a little bit different than what
Mhm.
you've done in the past. You've been in Minnesota. Now you're over there in Washington. Like, how did being in Seattle compare to, being training in Minnesota?
I think the training was about the same, if not a little bit better. Just because they did a great job of finding guys that were all around the same skill level and playing level. So it was really good competition every day. So I think this year was a lot more helpful than last year, just because we had more people and it was a little bit more organized than it was. So yeah,
How many guys were you training with like over the summer consistently on like a day-to-day basis?
we had 8 people in our group. So it was 8 people. We skated 3 times a week and lifted 4 times a week.
And like lifting, that's like, like is it like weight room like kind of deal, like
Hmm.
doing those kind of
Yeah.
workouts and stuff? And then
Yeah, so
like
we were doing lots of plyos and stuff like that, but we're also still trying to build some strength and put on some size just because I don't like really playing smaller. I'd rather play heavier at the start of the season. So it's kind of what I did over the summer was start a little heavier, then as the season goes, I'll kind of lose that weight. But
yeah, because over the hockey season, like, I mean, I'm sure you lose like 10 pounds
it's
like that.
difficult to keep it on. Yeah.
Well, because you got to eat a ridiculous amount and then you're like, skating up and down the ice, like, and then you're practicing and things like that. Like, I guess, like, during the summer, like, did you have any, like, dietary changes that you did maybe that you haven't done in the past?
Um, Not, I think my diet was pretty much the same. I eat the same thing every day, to be honest with you. I eat pasta
Was it like
with
chicken and
either
rice? Is that what you're
with
telling me?
either
Chicken?
white or red sauce, and then chicken or ground beef with it, and that's all I eat.
It's
Sometimes I'll
not, that's
mix
not
some.
bad. I mean, it's got the protein you need. Like,
No, so then in the summertime, I just up the calories and up the amount, and then now I'm just kind of cutting it back down to where it normally is.
And I
So
also know training. I think we've talked about it off camera a couple times. Your puck handling, I think, is something you also talked about you wanting to improve on. Like, what did you do over the summer to like make sure that that is a strength for you, especially as a forward and a guy who's going to be handling the puck a lot?
yeah, I did the same thing I've been doing for the past 3 years, which is every single day you got to get an hour and a half of stick handling and then shooting pucks. It's mandatory for me in the summer. I make it for myself just because I know that's what works for me, and it got me to the place I am so fast. So why change it up? If
Right.
it's not broke, don't fix it. So over the summer, it's an hour and a half every single day except Sundays. I'm stick handling. So doing little stuff like that. The stuff that nobody really wants to do is just sit out in the garage and stick handle a puck. Like it's not stuff that people want to do, but it's just stuff that you have to do
What was that?
to
What was
to
that
make yourself
machine?
better.
What was that machine that Dad sent me? It's like it counts your miles per hour, or like on a shot. Like, what? Tell me about that. What the heck was that about?
Yeah, so 51 Hockey was the training group that I was with this summer, and they have this thing called a rapid shot machine. So it's a little motor that shoots out a puck to you on like a pass, catch it, and then once that puck comes out, there's a little light on one of the corners of the post. So either top right, top left, bottom right. And then whichever light lights up, you got to shoot it there as fast as you can. And it checks like miles per hour, your reaction time, and all that. So I kind of, over the summer, like starting to use it. And then by week 8 of using it, my stats, my reaction time, the speed of my shot, and all of that, my accuracy especially was just elevated so much. And I think it helps a lot just to, be able to catch a puck and then look up, find your spot, and then shoot it there all as fast as you can. Because that's what you're doing in a game. Most of the time, you're shooting off a pass. So you
Yeah,
got to be able to corral that, find your target, and hit it. So I think that helped a lot for sure.
and that's not something you've used in the past. I don't think with something
No,
like
no, that was
that.
my first time using it. I loved it.
And like you talked about, the game, reacting because like the games, like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you kind of got to have those instincts. Like I guess like
Hmm.
using that machine, like and also you like your workouts combined, like like what does that really like do for a player? Because like I mean, just like looking at it, like I think that would do tremendous for a player going into a new season.
Yeah, I think the rapid shot for sure just builds good habits. Like I always now, because I used that all summer. I shot 6,000 plus pucks on it over those 8 weeks, and
8 weeks,
it's
you shot
just
6,000 pucks.
roughly, yeah.
God.
So it just built a really good habit of every time I catch the puck when I'm on the ice, my head is up trying to find a spot or trying to find a guy that I'm passing it to or something. So it just builds good habits like that to kind of always be scanning the ice or something like that. And then with the workouts, like it was the workouts were very different from what I normally done. I normally just try to push a lot of weight and do some plyos in there, but this was more focused on stability and full body, I guess, exercises that would help you more on the ice. And I can definitely tell for sure. I feel a lot stronger than I did last year, even though I didn't lift as many weights. But I feel stronger and faster for sure. So I think those two areas help, just the little things that a lot of people kind of forget about. Most people just get on the ice, skate around during the summer, and they kind of lose track of shooting pucks or stick handling or working out. And I think that's kind of what sets people apart from each other for sure.
And did you go into the summer or after the season with a hip injury, if I'm correct? Which,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So like, how did that like, time between like, the season and like, starting to train back up again to like rest? Like, how much did that really help you?
I've it helped me like tremendously. That I took about almost 2 months, a little under 2 months off from the end of the season to when I started training again, which no working out. I was still stick handling an hour and a half a day in the garage, but I wasn't shooting pucks. I wasn't working out. I was just stick handling, eating right and doing all the right things, just kind of get my body right, doing a bunch of PT for my hip, trying to get that right before I can finally ramp it up for training. And I think taking those 2 months, month and a half off is I think it's almost I think it's a necessity to be able to take your summer seriously. You have to be 100% when you start it for sure. So
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, you're doing all this training, man. I mean, we're talking about all this training during the summer, but you're still trying to figure out where you're going to play next season. Like,
yeah,
what does that whole process look like when you're also trying to get better, but also, you're trying to, find a new team?
I think at the start of the summer I was kind of worried about it, and then as it went along, and I just kind of not forgot about it, but I just like put it on the back burner. It's not my top priority right now. My priority is to get better. And I think just having that kind of mindset of, you know, focus on yourself and you'll get better and think good things will come is kind of what put me in my situation. And I don't know, it's kind of weird just because you're training all summer, then you get a random call from a coach and everything works out great. And that's kind of what happened to me. So you never really know what's going to happen over the summer, where somebody's going to see you, or if they saw you last year. You never really know how it's going to unfold, but I'm happy the way it did. So,
And so now you're in the Eastern Hockey League.
hmm
Just like, tell me like why that league specifically.
I picked this league mostly just because of the college exposure that it provides. That we pretty much only play week games on weekdays for the most part, which makes it really easy for college coaches to come see us because they play on weekends. And they're always middle of the day, which makes it even easier. So I think that was kind of just my big focus was just being in a place where I can be seen by a lot of people. So
And also like the team, you're with the Seahawks Hockey Club.
mm,
They've produced a lot of talent, just kind of just in their program alone. Like I saw they had 74 plus NCAA commits, and then like they get like 14 players on average each season that goes to the next level. So like, just like you could have chosen a bunch of other teams, but like why this team? Like what stood out about them when you were kind of going through that process with them and meeting the coaches and things like that?
yeah, well, it all kind of went pretty quick. I did a bunch. Uh, the coach called me one day, and I talked to him for a while. I did a bunch of research on their team, kind of found out everything about them. Looked at their facilities and everything, and I was like, this looks like a good place for me to get better because that's kind of what I'm focusing on is my development still. But I think this is like a perfect place where it had everything that I needed, had all the ice time, and kind of the same mindset with all of the coaches and myself. So yeah, I was happy to pick this spot, and they were pretty much the only team that was talking to me the off season. I had one other team other than them, but this is definitely my best option for sure.
And like this is an experienced coaching staff. Like this
hmm
team, these coaches, they have a lot of experience under their belt. I think your head coach has got like 18 years of experience. So like, just like, what are you excited to learn from this staff over this season?
Uh, I mean, I guess you don't really know what you're gonna learn from them until you start just playing. But I've always had that like mindset of being coachable when you have people that want to help you. It's 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 a privilege to have coaches that want to help you, and you got to take in everything that they give you. Whatever they give you, you got to take it to heart, and you got to be able to put it into practice. So I'm excited just for everything this year. So
And how have you been gelling with the team? I saw there you got two Florida guys on the team, and then a couple other people from everywhere else. Like how you feeling about your teammates so far? Because I know it's preseason, the regular season starts as we're recording this tomorrow. So like, how you feeling with your team right now? Like, what have you kind of seen?
We've been with our team for maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks almost, and I don't have any issues with anybody on our team. I think we have a great team. I think we have a lot of depth. I think I think we're gonna make it pretty far this year. I don't see why we wouldn't. I have a lot of confidence in just those 2 weeks that I've spent with everybody. I think I have a lot of confidence in everybody that we're gonna make it really far.
And like, just like, gelling with your teammates and so forth. I know you're in Cape Cod, so like, you're
Hmm.
kind of right by the water. Like, have you found any like cool things to do over there? Because like it's a unique area. So like,
Yeah, there is a lot like there looks like there's a lot of stuff to do here, but it kind of well, you know how like Florida was, how it's like everything in the summertime in Florida kind of shuts down because nobody's there.
I don't know.
It's
I don't
like the
know. For
same
me,
thing. Everything here
summertime in
gets
Florida is where it's probably maybe like spring break, but like I don't know. Like summertime's probably like it's still good. It's hot as can be
it's just
outside. No
quieter.
one wants to be outside, but like
Yeah.
but like in Massachusetts, like during the summer too. You've kind of spent time up there, so like and being by the water. It's not New Hampshire, so like it's just kind of it's a different spot to be in. But
No, for
like,
sure.
yeah.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's nice to be able to go to the beach every now and then. There's a lot of good golf up here, so I've
Oh
been
yeah,
taking
your golf
advantage of
game.
that.
What are you shooting right now with your golf game?
Nothing too hot, nothing too good.
You got a handicap? What's your handicap?
It's like an almost like a 9.8, like 10, something like that.
Okay, when was the last time you went and played 18 holes? Like,
18. I haven't played 18 in a while. I've just been going out after practice, like playing nine here and there, like once or twice a week.
are you going with like any teammates?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Is it get competitive out in the golf course?
Not really. I don't get competitive on the golf course. I don't like to get competitive on the golf course because then I start to get mad, and that's no fun.
Yeah, yeah, I could see, I could see that a little bit. You don't want to
So,
you kind of want to get away from hockey. I guess like in the preseason, we talked about the getting back into game shape and things like that. Like like
yeah.
coming back into the season. What are some things that are challenging about getting back into it?
Um, I don't know. I don't I don't think
You
there's
gotta,
really.
there's nothing hard about, going from training where it's not really games and like stuff like that.
I don't. I don't think. I mean, it might be difficult, but it's not something that I don't want to do for sure. Like there's definitely things that like practice, like bag skating or conditioning or whatever. Like that's
Bag
diff.
skating.
Yeah,
What's
so
that?
that's just conditioning. Like, it's just like skating lines.
With a bag? Are you like holding
No,
something?
they just call it bag skating.
Oh, I was like,
That's just what it's
whoa,
called.
I don't think I've heard of that.
No, that's just what we call it.
So like
But I
I
mean,
get
it's annoying, sure, but I don't mind doing it because ultimately I'm playing hockey. So what's there really to complain about?
is there I see you keep looking over like to the is there somebody you got teammates looking around?
No, no, I don't.
I guess like preseason I think you got banged up this preseason. You got a bruised rib that you kind of were telling me about. Like, like you didn't really play a whole lot, especially game wise in the preseason. Like,
Yeah.
how was that? Having to deal with that kind of very early in
Um.
the season.
Yeah, it was kind of like the end of the first week. We had an inter squad scrimmage, and I just got a bad hit. I just wasn't. I just didn't see the guy in my blind side, and he just got me good and bruised my rib and my sternum in the middle.
Mm.
But then 2 days later, we had a preseason game. I played that game. I just made it worse, I think, because
Mm.
after that game, it just hurt really bad. So took took a couple days off, and then I was back on the ice, no contact. Missed a couple preseason games, but then played our last two preseason games. So now I'm feeling 100%. I don't really notice it anymore. So
Okay, that's good. So you're not gonna miss any time.
no, no.
That's good. At least you're well, like for the bruised rib, I guess, like, non-contact and things like that, like, you can't be physical, but like what were you trying to prioritize? Because I know a lot of athletes talk about, the mental side of the game. That's where it becomes the most important when you're not able to fully go. Like, what were you trying to focus on?
I was just trying to stay in the same kind of mindset that I had and not dip out of it because I think when people get injured and myself included it, when I get injured and I'm not practicing for a couple of weeks, it just kind of your mindset kind of lingers and you're not in the same, you know, you don't have that same drive that you had just because you haven't been playing the sport. So I think I was just trying to staying at the rink, just doing everything I could just to stay the same spot I was and not fall back from an injury because that can happen a lot and that's what you don't want to happen. So just
Right,
trying to stay on top of it because there's nothing I could really do for it other than just wait.
right,
So
right. How's the medical staff there and like, getting you guys ready for game day and recovery and things like that?
a lot of the recovery is just on us. We have some stuff at the rink. We have an ice bath and saunas and all the bands and foam rollers and whatnot. But a lot of the other recovery is just kind of on ourselves. So
But like, what
yeah,
are some things that you would do, like, to just make sure? Like, I know you talked about, I can't remember what that's called. It's like the leg compression thing, and like, what are some other things
yeah,
that you like did, like, just for recovery, and that you are looking to continue to do, I guess, for this season?
yeah. So I have my Normatec boots that they help like basically prevent like or speed the process of recovering your legs to make them not as sore or as heavy the next day. So I use those whenever my legs are feeling pretty heavy. And then I have my stim machine, which is like little pads that you put on your muscles and it sends electric shock to it. And that kind of boosts recovery a little bit if you have like an injured muscle or like a bruised muscle from a blocked shot or whatever. You put one of those on there and it kind of just speeds up that recovery. And then just stretching and making sure your body's right. Like, don't just lay around all day after
Yeah,
practice. That's not going to help you in the long run. That's just going to allow you to get injured more during the season. So,
yeah, and get you stiffened up as well and things like
mm-hmm.
that. The stem patch though, so it's just like how big is the patch?
It's pretty small. It's about that big, like just a little square. You put it on there and you connect it to this little machine, and it just sends an electric shock to that pad, and it kind of twitches your muscle, makes it contract a little bit, and then loosens up. And then when you take it off, I think it's night and day. I that's kind of what I use the most of if my muscles are feeling sore or anything.
How'd you find out
I
about
use that
that?
and I feel way better. I found out about it last year when I had an AC joint injury in my shoulder. I went to the PT place that our team last year had, and they did the stim. And I was like, "How much are these machines?" And I just bought one of these little mini travel machines that was like $60, and I use it all the time. I think it helps tremendously. So that's
So
kind of
like
what I do
So you
mostly.
like plug it in. So you like plug in the machine, and then like you like press a button. I'm guessing, and then like it kind
Hmm.
of just like does its magic.
Yeah, then you can ramp up the intensity of it or take it down to whatever you want.
And you said it's like night and day. How quickly is that effective? Like,
Um, I've had it work where I did it right before I went to bed, and then woke up the next morning and no pain in that muscle. I've had it that quick with some minor injuries that like are just kind of nagging and annoying.
hmm.
But I think it helps me a lot more than anything else. I think so.
And I guess like as a hockey player, you're gonna have those kind of nagging injuries. Like, how do you just stay the course? Like trust the process when you know you're gonna get banged up, and try to get I guess, good enough to be able to play. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean it's just the grind. It's all it is. It's like, but I love doing it. It's fun. It's playing hockey it takes a toll on you, but it's fun, and I love doing it. I wouldn't trade it for anything, and I wouldn't take any of those injuries out of it just because that's a part of the game. That's a part of everything. So, I mean, that's kind of how I look at it, just so I don't um, get in a bad headspace when I have an injury. So I kind of just, it's a part of the game. It's just shit happens sometimes. Sometimes you literally can't do anything about it.
Right.
So, I mean, the injuries don't bother me all that much just because it's just the way it is. Take some Advil and you're good.
Right.
But yeah, it's a little bit different than other sports for sure.
And you guys are, as we're recording this, your first game is tomorrow. Like,
Yep.
what are you excited about, for that first game?
I'm just so excited to play again, be able to compete with guys that I have no idea because I don't know any of their roster or anything. So it's just competing with random guys, competing with people on your team that you've been training with for the past couple of weeks. So it's fun. I'm just excited to play and compete again. So it's
And like in these preseason games and things like that, like what do you think are some of the strengths of the team that you've kind of seen?
um I think we're pretty fast. I think we move it up the ice really well. We push the pace a lot. So I think that's gonna work to our advantages for sure. And I think our coaching is really good. We have a lot of good help with learning systems and stuff. And I feel really confident with all the systems and face-off plays that we have. So I think they've done a really good job. And I think just our pace and I think our team has a lot of skill for sure on the offensive side. And I believe that our systems in the defense side are going to take care of us for sure.
And what do you think you bring to this team?
I'd like to think I think I bring some good offense to our team and also just a level of compete that I'm never gonna quit during a game or practice or any drill where I'm always gonna be trying to win whatever. And I think everybody is kind of on that same page, and I think that's why we're gonna be really good this year. So.
And you got any, what are your goals that you've kind of put in your head, or I don't know if you write them down or type them or whatever, but like, what are some goals that like you have for yourself in the 2025-26 season?
But I want to win playoffs for sure. So win the cup.
What about
Go
individually?
go all the way. I don't really have any goals for myself individually. I'm just gonna, take this year and just play as hard as I can and let the chips fall where they can, where they fall. So,
What's the day in the life of a, practice kind of looking like with your team right now? Like take me through your routine, like kind of a little
yeah.
bit before the season.
So today we had, I'll just run you through today what we did. So we had practice at 10 with a lift before practice. So we had to be there 9:30. So I was up around 8, eating breakfast, stretching a little, just getting ready. And then head to the rink, do our lift. And then we're on the ice after our lift for, I think today it was about an hour and a half. And then after that hour and a half, they do an ice cut. And then today, since it's before game day, we went back out for a little bit and did some power play and penalty kill stuff just with the whole team, just walking through stuff, just making sure we're all ready for tomorrow.
That's
And
good.
then
That's good.
and then now I'm home, just kind of relaxing, stretching, maybe taking a nap, getting the right food in me, getting ready for tomorrow. So
And like I know you're set like I don't know if you've been PR trained, but like that answer so you're team oriented. You're not looking at nothing individually that's like, hey, like I would like to do this or
I
I'd
mean,
like
obviously, I want myself to succeed individually, but I mean, I think it's more important to look at everything as a team kind of standpoint. Because if your team's doing well, then I think you're doing well. So because you're a part of that team, so I think that's kind of a better mindset to have, and I don't think that's what I had last year. And I think I think that's better than kind of looking at things more individually, just because if everybody's thinking more team oriented, then everyone's going to have more success, I believe. So,
And how does this league that you're about to play in compare to what you were in last year? Like what's like the level of competition is going to be up a little bit more than last year, you think?
yeah, it's definitely up a little more than last year for sure.
Is it
So,
like tier 2?
yeah, it is technically tier two. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think are, I guess like you can't really tell right now, but like, kind of just practicing and things like that. I guess like what are you seeing early on, the differences between where you were at last year and kind of like what you're seeing early on in this league with this team?
I think the difference for just from last year to this year is just little things like everyone is very consistent. Last year you would have guys on your team that, you know, can't can't pass pucks like full ice, can't catch 90% of the pucks that are given to them like passes wise and stuff like that. So I think just like consistency of the little things and doing the little things at a very high pace is just the difference between the league I was in last year and this year for sure. So
And do you have like a certain line that you're going to be on tomorrow?
but I'm not sure yet. So
They
we'll
haven't
find
announced
out
it?
then. Mm-mm.
No? When's that going
No,
to be announced?
I don't know.
He hasn't
We'll
said?
find out. No, I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. Have you kind of been, what have you been, I guess in the preseason, like you kind of been limited a little bit with your injuries, but like during the preseason, like where have you kind of found your role?
Um, I think I've kind of just found my role of being able to push the pace without the puck, I'd say. So just kind of being in the right spots at the right times, making plays, getting it out of our zone as fast as I can, just so we can play offense, but then also being accountable on defense and playing good defense, not losing one-on-one battles or anything like that. So I think just like little details and stuff like that.
Right. Right. Well, anything else, man, that you want to talk about before anything I didn't hit on?
Uh, no, I think that's it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you hopping on again. It's been a while since we've done one of these interviews.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck with your game tomorrow, man. I
Thank
where
you.
where can people watch this thing? Like, because I'm gonna be looking. Where can I watch it?
You can watch it on flowhockey.com.
Is it like a link you can send me after
Yeah, I can
this?
I can send you a link.
Because I don't work tomorrow. I'm on my off day, so I'm gonna be trying to watch because I know I want to see it because I tried watching last year, but it was just like it was kind of difficult to watch some of your games. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a better job. Now that I know that your games are during the day and during the week, probably gonna be tuning in a little bit more because my off days are on during the week. So I think
Yeah, it
that'll be
should fit
fun.
your schedule a little better.
Yeah, because I think you guys were playing like kind of like all over the place last year, but like,
Last year was mostly Friday and Saturday nights, like 8 p.m., 7 p.m.
are you guys starting off like how you guys start? Are you guys on the road or at home for this first game?
At home.
At home, okay. Do you know like when's your first road game this year?
I'm
You
not
don't
sure.
you don't know? You don't know when it is?
No, I kind of just take it day by day.
So since you guys play during the week, does that mean there's going to be more back-to-backs?
I don't think so, no.
No?
No. I don't think so because it's like one or two games throughout the week and they're kind of separated by a couple days
Oh,
or a
okay.
day in between.
And is it like the roughly around the same amount of games as you played last year?
Yeah, it's about the same.
Oh, okay. So not really it's kind of the same workload, I guess, game wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I know I'm thinking Seahawks. How are the jerseys looking? Because like I don't know, I'm thinking,
I think they
Seattle
look pretty good.
Seahawks football with all the neon
No,
green
the
and
the
stuff like.
Seahawks logo is not. It doesn't look the same. The logo doesn't look the same as the NFL team for sure. But we have we have the white navy and the like little bits of neon green.
What's your number this year?
23.
23. Oh, you going to, is it because of Michael Jordan?
That was just the number I was given.
Oh, you're wearing the Michael Jordan number though.
I know I am.
Did you want a number like specifically before, or you just kind of like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I wanted 82 because that's what I had last year, and I kind of
Yeah.
like that number, but I don't. It doesn't bother me all that much. I'm not that attached to it.
Who did somebody else have? Did you ask for 82? Did you like say, hey, I kind of want that number?
Uh, the coach asked for a couple numbers that I wanted, and they didn't have jerseys for any of them, so
Oh, okay.
because they're a little bit of odd numbers.
What was the priority? Was it 82? What was it? What was the number you wanted after that?
59 and then 24. Someone
Ew,
else already had
59,
24.
dude. That's a weird number.
I like it.
Did you wear that at when
It
did
was
you
the
wear that?
racers.
That's right. I was trying to think. I didn't know if it was like Pee Wee or whatever. Like I
Yeah, it
guess
was just the racers.
like I know because that's when you first started playing hockey. So like
That was my first ever hockey number. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess like I don't know, just like what is it like to see, you play at that like level and then seeing where you are now? Like how do you view your journey as a hockey player so far?
Oh, I don't really know how to answer that one, to be honest with you, just because I guess I don't really think about it all that much, just because it's kind of taken every day, day by day. But I don't think I've gotten that. I don't think I've got. It doesn't feel like to me that I've gotten so much better, so much faster. But I know I have, just because I've only been playing 5 years and I'm already at the level I am. So I guess I don't really think about it all that much, but it's kind of shows how much hard work gets you in life, and it just puts you in the places that you want to be if you put in the time and effort into whatever you want to do.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, I promise that we're closing it out this time, y'all. I just had a couple questions that came up in my head, bro. I appreciate you hopping on, man. It's an absolute pleasure always having you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And if you want to go check him out, follow him on Instagram. Also check him out the EHL. I'll put the link in the bio for where you can watch the games this year, and also keep track of his stats and numbers and all that. So this is Auburn Burlison, my brother, of course. Uh, Seahawks Hockey Club. He's in the Eastern Hockey League. I saw you're listed as a forward, so I'm just gonna say you're a forward. But
Yeah.
I appreciate you hopping on, man. This is gonna be another episode of The Take with Jackson Burleson. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, y'all. Comment what you guys thought of this episode, and also hit the like button. And then stay tuned. We got football season in full swing, so I'm sure you guys seen that a lot on my channel. So we're gonna keep posting that, man. And I don't know. I know you're a big football guy. Have you been watching any like what's your favorite team right now that you've seen early on, just to give some of our listeners a little taste of what a hockey guy thinks of football?
Well, I'm already pissed about the Cowboys, so we can already we can just throw that out there.
Oh, dude, I want to rip this flag down, dude. Like
I don't think they're doing anything too good this year, but if I was to pick a sleeper team, which I've already told you this, it's Tampa Bay.
they look. Hey,
Tampa Bay looks good.
I think 3-0. Like they've really started off hot. They've gotten some game-winning drives going on over there. Their
I
first
think
two
Baker's
games.
going to take them for a deep run in playoffs.
I think it's potent. They kind of scared me a little bit against the Jets. I thought the Jets.
Yeah, it was close, but they still got it done.
I don't know how, bro, but yeah, I know you said Tampa. That's it. Keep him with the Florida roots there. Yeah, we're not talking about the Cowboys. If you want to see a Cowboys rant, you'll get it soon enough. So I'm not gonna do it now, but that's gonna go ahead and do it for this episode. I'm Jackson Burleson. This is Auburn Burlison. Stay tuned for him all season. But peace out. Thanks for tuning in.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my